But the Warriors aren't, guys. They've got another injury here. Kevin Durant underwent an MRI on Friday that revealed an incomplete rib cartilage fracture. He will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. And Czar, another huge loss for the Warriors. Stephen Curry's out with the right ankle sprain. You've got Klay Thompson out with the fractured right thumb. What does this mean for the Dubs going forward?
I think they have a decision to make here with key guys having injuries, 14 games remaining, and 14 games remaining for Houston as well. 2-game lead for Houston. Just how important is that number 1 spot to the Golden State Warriors? Mm-hmm. Do they really care, or would they rather have healthy guys going into it, wind up number 2 in the West? We'll see if we can do anything with the guys we happen to have on our roster if they're healthy. They bring them back too soon just to win games. They could get injured and miss 1 or 2 rounds of the playoffs.
No doubt. No doubt. Remember what happened a couple of years ago with Curry when he had the knee and he came back and he played, but he wasn't Curry, other than, fits and starts here. So you're exactly right, Mike. I mean, it's all about the playoffs. It's about having your healthiest possible team when the playoffs start. And they're, they could maybe get caught from behind, but I think they're, my guess is they wind up 2. And so they certainly would have no problem going into Houston for a game 1 of a Western Conference Finals. I think health is paramount for these guys.
Why don't we use Cleveland as an example of what we're talking about? Tyronn Lue, for the last 2 seasons, hasn't really cared whether they finish 1 or 2. He always says what matters is, are we healthy when we get to the playoffs? If we're healthy, we have a chance against anybody.
This Houston team is a little bit of a different beast than what's going on in the East around the Cavaliers. But, Czar, I get your point. And you mentioned the 2-game lead. You see it right here. Houston beat Golden State 2 out of 3. They got the head-to-head tiebreakers. This is a virtual 3-game lead for the Rockets over the Warriors. The Warriors are now without 3 All-Stars. The West has been won, right?
I would say that Houston's probably, providing Houston doesn't get an injury along the way. It only takes 1 key guy to go down that changes the fortunes of a lot of teams. But I would say right now Houston will play until they get that number 1 seed. And then if it's time to rest some people at that point, Mike D'Antoni will do it then. But I think they want that number 1 seed. It's important to them.
Yeah, I think so. And it's, it's attainable now. You're close enough to, let's go get it. We're this close, let's go get this thing, and because it's worth doing. And then they will shut guys down, I'm sure, to get ready for the playoffs. So, yeah, I think the combination of they want it and Golden State doesn't really want it, and they're certainly not going to go all out to get it. It makes it a kind of easy choice. And as we saw from the standings, Golden State's locked into 2. So, Portland's been playing great, but they're not going to make up 10 games. So, they're locked into the 2. So make sure your guys are ready for the playoffs.